Okay. Tonight's a sidebar introduction to the meat and potatoes, the hors d'oeuvre, the salad. Okay. This is an empty bottle, a used bottle of grapefruit seed extract, which is some good shit. This brand here, you can see, Zazzy. Zazzy. It's like 14 bucks a bottle. And it's a natural antibiotic. And hell, I mean, I feel good just whenever I take it. Well, it neutralizes the pH and shit. It works on some kind of thing like that. But this stuff, I guess, just like 5-10 drops. It's like really strong compared to the old stuff. Especially like you first see the signs of a cold, anything, even if it's guts, flu, anything that feels bad, it's good for you anyway, even for no reason. But then, I don't say stuff, like just for me, and I don't even know if it's the best for me. It's just the way I've evolved it, and I figure it works good enough, Maybe there's a better way, but the way I don't always do it. I used to because I was always fucking sick. But then it's like when I can, I back away. So, but you want to do it like to teach your body how to use it. Then you get a symptom and you hit it. But, you get too used to it and then you hit, and then you get sick anyway. Then you hit it, and it's like, what? It's already got this shit beat. So you save it, and then you do but you do 5 or 10 drops here and there, or whenever. I mean, you can do it all the time too, to for a sense of well-being. I mean, you'll find yourself doing it if it's like it's like coffee. Like coffee's good and everything, but you come to it. It's the feeling you get from it. If you get a feeling from this, you'll wind up doing it anyway. But then, when you get sick, you hit it with this shit as soon as you see a sign of a symptom. Or, if you fuck it up and then you're like, oh yeah, man, I should be doing that shit. But hit it steady, hard. You start to see it get better, back down to, go up to 10-15 drops, if you're struggling, cure the fuck out of some shit. Anyway, but that's not what this is. This is a eardrop stuff. It's witch hazel, which you want to use Dickerson's, because then I know you got the right shit. Because there's like witch hazel that's got alcohol. It's the Dickerson's, the pure distilled. It's the right witch hazel stuff. And so rather than trying to explain something I don't really even remember, anyway, just get Dickerson's. And then hydrogen peroxide, colloidal silver water, and a couple drops of olive oil. Well, if you do a whole thing, do like 6-8 drops of olive oil, extra virgin olive oil. And then when you put it in your ear, don't put it in cold. Like if you're happen to be like in California and shit, they got air conditioning, and you like, turn that shit up, Don't put this in your ear until you warm it up. Put it in your pocket. Put it in your underwear. Or I put like a couple knives on the stove and turn the stove on, then it gets red. It's like one of them stoves with a glass top, and then it gets red and I turn it off. And then the knives will warm up. and this don't melt. But don't walk off and leave it sitting there. You're gonna have melting grapefruit seed extract bottle all over your fucking stovetop. But it warms it up, and then it goes in your ear. Because then your ear ain't gonna like that cold shit. So you'd be like when you dump it back out of your ear, it'll be hot. Especially if there's like a problem. I think that's what I think. If it was in there actually doing something that needed to be done, it might come back out really hot. But if it goes in cold, it's like then you kind of like now it's doing some good cleaning, but it's fucking you put it in cold and it didn't like that. So so don't put it in cold, but then you put it in warm and it'll start bubbling. It feels kind of whatever. I don't know. It would feel like for you or whatever, or even if you should do it. I mean, I do it. It took me a long time to realize I gotta do it every fucking day, to keep, because I got fucked up eardrums and shit. I got bad problems. Like the last time I was gonna fly, or last time I flew, I was like, it was fucked up, But now I've fixed most of it. Like that whole training with the voice thing, it vibrates it and doing this, everything else I'm doing, it cleanses all that cruddy crap. I mean, I get buildup of crap everywhere. It's going away. And my voice has gotten stronger along with it. And it's like all connected, Nose, the throat, the little nodes back there and shit. And the ears. Because I think like your first defense for everything that you breathe, viruses and whatever, is these filters in your throat, which like then go up to your ear and shit. Yeah, but see, then if you've been around a lot of sound systems or something, music, like if you was a rock star, then you might have some problems in your ear. That's where my problem came from. A rock concert. And if Steven Tyler is following my fucking YouTube, or if AI is reporting back to him, yeah, he remembers that shit, don't he? Oh, he'll never forget that, will he? Not if I have my say. Any fucking way. There I go again, stirring up shit. So, but don't be taking it's like, I figured this out myself. I ain't a doctor. But from everything I looked at, it's like, it's not a problem to flush your ears out the way I do every day. I mean, it works. I mean, it's like, oh my God, the difference. I have all these weird neck problems. I have all kind of problems. Man, my whole side of my face was this, last year? No, it was going away last year. But it was there a little bit the year before, but it was like, oh man, everything was fucked. But, so I ain't saying like then you do it and you go, oh no, man, I had to go to the emergency room, man. What are you putting in crate? Tell me put this weird shit in my fucking ears. I'm like, sorry. So like, I didn't do it. I didn't do it. That's all I can say. Anybody else, I didn't do it. Anyway, well, just look it up. All the ingredients and the mixtures, they're all safe, and the olive oil is supposed to be good for the ear, I think it flushes wax out, and the oil stays behind, acts like the wax, and it's good for everything in there. But it acts like it catches little fibers and shit, and then. But see, I don't know about the wax coming back like it should, because I don't give it a chance anymore. But like it used to be, they were both ears were totally different on lots of stuff. Now I think they're damn near the same. So anyway, on to the end of the world. The fake Y2K 666.666 times 3 equals 1999.998. Y2K! The planes are falling out of the sky. It's the end of the world. Don't worry, the CIA has got it all figured out. So, see, where was I going? Oh, okay. So then, the next thing, well, really not the next thing. I'm trying to think if I already said this shit. Yeah, no, that won't make no sense if I did, would it? Oh, yeah, because I said it, I wrote it. Oh, yeah. So, oh, fuck 'em, man. Dangerous. All of it's dangerous. It's more dangerous if it's not. So, okay, so the $1 trillion loan for MTBE, the gasoline additive they put in the gasoline to fucking pump up the atmosphere with water vapor and cause droughts and storms and shit, and then it all comes down in a big blizzard with earthquakes and floods. It's the end of the world. Oh my God! Look, it's Jesus. He's the head of the CIA. Is Jesus, and you're going to tell us, this is how we're gonna do it, because it's the end of the world and shit. So, so that shit fails. Because do I want to go into all that? It's so long, though. I need to be on one of like Joe Rogan, and they go for like 3 hours. I can go from show to show, and each one of because these guys go from those show to shows doing 3 hours, and they say the same stuff. I could keep going for like a year doing a different one every day for like 3 hours, and they'd all be fucking different. Yeah, but see, because the whole thing's like it's when you have the key to the book of life, which is just it's it's the back of the book. It's just like the Bible, and then the answers in the back of the book. Which is like, and I get raised on that shit, and so for me, it's like I've tried to learn foreign languages and I can't. Some people good at that shit, right? But I don't really try because it's like, why, man? I'm gonna think everything twice or something now. But anyway, like you raised a Christian or a Muslim, you just grow up a little kid knowing this stuff. Because you hear it all the time. Like language. And then you go, oh, now I'm going to become a different cult. And you never really catch up, And that's what, I'm raised in, like, the shit going on behind all the other shit, But I'm still just a little kid, So it's just normal. But so then I follow, but following it with that opening it's the same with, like, Christians in the end of the world, They all know that what's going on now. Whenever they think it's the end of the world, they all know the same shit. And they look for the same signs and shit. I just know. So anywhere I open, I go on Wikipedia and like any point in history, any place on the map, I can pretty much go into. Now that's exaggerating, of course, but everywhere I step. It's just dominoes everywhere, It's just like stepping into one. they just fall out. But then I show you, like, once you got the back answers in the back of the book, you start seeing it the same way. It's not that fucking. It's more just like I said, going from like different languages or different cultures, being it's like the shit when you're a kid is like you're born little animals with a bunch of instincts and shit. You know, like hunter-gatherers for millions of years. And then you're raised, then all of a sudden everybody's raised believing in all this weird shit. You know? But then some people got the answers in the back of the book. You know? And then the people that don't. Like the people that do all the work and the people that doing all the fucking off, you know? Well, it's different at times. I mean, that's an insult to a lot of good people. But referencing it back from today, I gotta blame them motherfuckers because they fucking set stuff in motion for the fucking future. So it's fucking on them, you know? Like, they might have had a point back. It's like communism. On paper, it makes sense, but when you factor in the human element, you know, the human nature, you know, nothing. Capitalism, they all fucking fall apart when you start talking about ideologies and trying to frame it in a good bad thing. So anyway. So they're going to fake the end of the world. And there's this $1 trillion loan for the MTBE. And I was out there, me and my team was out there fucking up MTBE. So they wasn't using it. And the loan was getting all fucked up. And then, which was Enron. If you're older, you know what Enron is. If you're younger, what is it? House of Cards? Or is that the housing crash? Smartest guys in the room. Enron. Probably find that on YouTube for free or something. I don't know. But them motherfucker, and nobody tells the true story about it. And I'm not gonna go into all of it unless I do. But so they're the ones that are handling this $1 trillion loan and making the MTBE. They're like the Grand Central for the industry, making the MTBE and selling it and all over the world and shit. And you know, they're the masterminds that got the government to support their $1 trillion loan. And then I'm out here fucking up their game and they're losing their asses, which was all old man Bush, the first Bush president, who was head of CIA at one point during the brief period during the church committee, MK Ultra committee hearings, church committee hearings and shit. I mean, we go all into that shit for a while, but you know, yeah, I can go on and on about, damn, man. See, it's so fucking long, man. I need fucking, where the fuck is Joe Rogan, man? See, these motherfuckers don't know anything about jack shit. Or they're part of the fucking problem. They talk about, you know, they get their marching orders, what they're allowed to talk about, and then it's like, well, they're giving up a lot more than they ever have, but they're still not giving up the good shit. Well, why not? It's all, you can go fucking find. It's all right fucking out there. It happened and everybody watched it happen and it just went by and like 911 and Iraq and the Bushes and all that shit. The Bin Laden family and all, it all just gone. The Bush, you know, Kamala's trying to get Bush to endorse her now, trying to push him to do it. Because then young Bush comes along, and wins in 2000. He runs for president in 2000 after we fuck up the whole Y2K thing. And he's got his biggest backer is Ken Lay from Enron, and that was the same with his father. That's why they, the whole presidency of the first one and the second one was around this trillion, because the money never went towards MTBE. Not really. They used the $1 trillion loan, and then they used their presidencies. Well, actually, Bill Clinton did that shit, but they made it so they could take the trillion, and then they say, since the federal government requires MTBE to be sold, no matter how fuckwad a product it is, then the loan can be rated like paid back. It's guaranteed. The government guarantees it's regulated. The American people have to buy this shit and put it in their fucking gasoline whether they like it or not. Otherwise, the government will arrest everybody or whatever. Well, nobody paid any attention to it. No one even... It's like, that's what I look at all the, bikers and fucking mechanics and hot rodders and the South and all these motherfuckers and their motors and shit. And it's like, what, did you guys not notice MTB in your, did you not even look up the fucking story? Well, I followed it. Nobody, it's like, there's some issues that just nobody pays attention to, not even the people it's like, well, what about the environmentalists? Well, they kind of did, and then they got paid off, but, yeah, they got paid off in the beginning, in 1990 when they regulated it. But any fucking way. So, these cocksuckers... So then they're over there, they're doing this when nobody's paying attention, because they done bought off everybody that's supposed to say something about it. And when both parties do some scumbag shit, nobody reports on it, nobody talks about it, you never fucking hear about it. That's what all the bullshit's about out here. All these stupid ass issues they just the same issues. Like if it wasn't Trump, if Trump wasn't in there, you'd be hearing one side hollering about guns and the other abortions, or it would be the same old fucking, and they never do anything about the stuff. It's like, but that's because people are stupid enough to fall for it, and then nobody pays attention to what they're really doing in D.C. together. They're all the same team. They're all fucking the country up the ass. And as long as they're doing it with the same dick, or as long as they're taking turns behind you, so they both got shit on each other, you're shit on both dicks, and they all know it, then none of them are going to say nothing. And that's what, so MTBE's out there, and then we fuck up their game. But what they done is they took the $1 trillion and they booked it as cash. Like, all the scumbag motherfuckers and bankers, this was like tons of people were fucking part of this fucker. I'm serious. It was like a casino pyramid scheme, and everybody fucking knew about it, but not necessarily about MTBE, but they all knew that they were part of the secret club, because if you book $1 trillion you book it as cash, and then you use it as a reserve you can create $10 trillion. Like if you got $1 million, and if a bank has $1 million, that's like however much a bank has all the time, it can show it's guaranteed it's going to have $4 billion every year. It'll go up and down, but they will never go. But then they can loan out $40 billion in capital loans, 10 times what your reserves are. So if they book that trillion, they booked it as a reserve and created $10 trillion of capital from nothing. It's like, but see that, like the $4 billion the bank can turn into $40 billion, that $4 billion represents real wealth and value that's all being put at risk for a profit. But it represents real human effort and quality and all kind of economic things. That's what I mean. Money's like magic, and it's just you can see a whole lot of shit from just the basics of it, and it's like, but then they, like if you took if the 4 billion, you lie about the 4 billion, and then you take out 40 billion in capital loans, that's fucking bad, and then especially if you